Welcome to the otakutainment bar. I'm your otaku bartender, theacstories, with a special alcohol and anime. The drink for this episode of Bartender Glass of God, episode 5, the first drop, is simply taste testing some Japanese whiskey. Of course, before we get into that, we have to know how that episode gets to it. Sasakura and Kuroshima meet up with Kawakami and Ginjo to go visit the Yamazaki distillery. This was apparently set up by the chairman so that Sasakura can learn more. Along with them, though, is someone else, a bartender from Barcade named Kelvin Chan, that is sent by Kurohara. From here, they simply go tour the Yamazaki distillery and do some taste testing. They have a taste test of a pure whiskey, and where the guy normally would have them make a highball from, but since they're all bartenders, says they can make something different. However, Chan decides just to make the highball like recommended. Chan thinks all this is meaningless, didn't even bother to taste it, and does this because it wouldn't be something Chan would serve. But Sasakura brought Chan to be around other bartenders, so we think there may be more to this. We also start to get a feeling that Chan has some kind of history with the area. The next morning they meet back up, and it looked like Sasakura had a night around town visiting a bunch of different bars. Then they go and have a taste test of water to see why it's so important to the whiskey making process. Then we finally get Chan's actual backstory. A strict business father. They are staying in an inn run by Chitose, who also has a strict mother and wants to take over the inn. And they're supposed to go together, Chitose and Tan, to the Gion Festival, but Chan ends up not going, and that's where all this regret comes from, even though it's been years and they're grown up. So their trip is over, they've gone back, most of them at least, and Sasakura just sees Chan mope around a bar and gives Chan a Yamazaki 12 years with just a bit of water, with a message about how the whiskey maturing with age helps it, and them being people and now being adult also matures with age and things will get better. So now that we know why we're tasting the whiskey, let's get to it. Now, I could not get any Yamazaki Japanese whiskey around me, but I could find some toki, suntory whiskey. It's also the cheapest of the small variety they have, just to keep with the theme of these tastings. But I'm going to try to still do it what I can, as they did in this episode. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour a little bit of whiskey in my glass. Something similar to the glass they use, kind of. Just a bit, we're just tasting it now. And then, just like Sasakura does, add a little bit of water. Now the water Sasakura used came from the same place the whiskey's made. I don't live in Japan, so I just got the nicest filtered water I could. Not nicest, just nice filtered water that I have. But we're just going to, just give a little splash of that in there, and then give it a little taste. Yeah, it tastes like whiskey. Simply whiskey. I don't know exactly how much the water actually helps compared to this, but hey, that's what they did in the episode, so that's what I want to try now. If you're a whiskey person, I mean, this tastes like whiskey. There's not much else to taste to it, for me at least. Of course, like I said, this isn't the Yamazaki whiskey, but it's still decent Japanese whiskey. So go ahead and try it if you want, if you're interested. But that is it for this episode of Alcohol and Anime and Bartender Glass of God. Thank you so much for visiting the otakutainment bar. I have been your otaku bartender, VAC Stories. Bye.